Pawn Sacrifice is a biographical film from 2014. This is directed by Edward Zwick, written by Stephen Knight, and we have a cast including Tobey Maguire as Bobby Fischer. And I will say I didn't like this, and I will explain why, but it does have 7 out of 10 on IMDb across 52,000 reviews and ratings, so it seems to be very well received. So I will explain why I don't like it, but just bear that in mind that if it sounds like it might appeal to you, then you might enjoy it because it seems to have done quite well. I was very interested in the topic. I wasn't sure if I'd follow it, but I did. That wasn't a problem. This is primarily about Bobby Fischer and how he came to like chess and began to play chess and ultimately made it to the World Chess Championship in the 1970s, and obstacles that he had to overcome because this takes place during the Cold War. And this is not something I ever knew anything about, both in terms of the Cold War, but also how it impacted chess specifically. And it seemed like maybe certain people were more likely to win than others. Some people might not have ever had a chance of winning, and Bobby Fischer was determined to push past that. He is the son of a Soviet Jewish immigrant, and it seems like his chances of winning are non-existent because of the Cold War. And well, I'll say no more than that. As a concept, I think it's really interesting, and I did learn a lot, not necessarily from the film, but I did a little bit of reading around it after the fact, and I thought it was quite fascinating. But the film is, for me, not enjoyable for 2 reasons. The first is that it's very, very slow, very, very dry. I enjoy chess. I'm not very good at it, but I really like playing it. So that part of it really, really appealed to me. That's not the bit that's dry. It's everything surrounding it, just not very enjoyable. But the other reason, and the main reason I didn't like it, is that Bobby Fischer is really, really unlikable. And I did not like him as a character. I don't know how true this is to the real individual, but I found the character to be almost insufferable. And that meant that I didn't really care about his journey. I wasn't emotionally invested in what he was trying to achieve because I did not like him as a person. So from a historical context, I don't know how historically accurate it is, but that part of it I did find reasonably interesting. But I enjoyed reading about it after the fact rather than what it was representing in the film itself. So credit to the film for giving me an education, or for giving me the opportunity to get a bit of an education. But in terms of being an enjoyable experience, I kind of found it to be incredibly dull with a really insufferable protagonist. And honestly, I'm kind of disappointed by it, largely because I did see that rating on IMDb. I thought, okay, it sounds really interesting, 7 out of 10. It's going to be a great experience. And maybe I should have managed my expectations a little bit better, but I found it to be really dull and kind of annoying. So I didn't like it, but a lot of people seem to have enjoyed it. So if you're curious, check it out. I can't recommend it personally, but it seems like a lot of people can. So take everything I'm saying with a pinch of salt. I will say Tobey Maguire gave a really good performance, but I still didn't like the character. So not a great film. For me, I'd say not even a good film. There wasn't a lot in this that I found to be enjoyable. So I didn't care for it. I didn't think it worked very well, but take everything I'm saying with a pinch of salt. It taught me some things. It gave me the opportunity to learn about some things, and I appreciate that. Any film that gives me an education is always a good thing. But other than that, there's not a lot I can say about it. I guess the technical aspects are fine. Camera work is fine. It handles the passage of time quite well. That's done quite well. The structure of the narrative is fine. It's just very, very dry. So there are some positives, but for me, not enough to save the film. But if you're curious, check it out. It seems like a lot of people enjoy Pawn Sacrifice, but it didn't really work well for me at all.